Okay, so I'm recording a quick video on using the midpoint formula. You guys still have 4 days, almost a week left to take that. The deadline is the 29th. And we didn't really use the formula. You do get it on the reference sheet for the EOC. So I wanted to do a separate video on it just in case it helped anybody when they do the retakes. I will announce this in class also. It's September, what is it, the 25th, I believe. You guys are not here. I'm here at school. So the formula is up above. So right here. And it's a little confusing. That's why I don't use it a whole lot. But since you get the formula on the EOC, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use it. You don't have to use it. There's certainly easier ways to do it. But so if there's two different types of problems that we could have. We could have a line on a graph, and we could have a line on a graph, and we could just have a the line segment, which is what we have in the problem up above. So I'm going to do the line segment first, and then we'll do the line. And then we'll do the line on a graph side. So for a line segment, the formula doesn't apply perfectly to a line segment. It's really more for when you have a line on the graph. But just imagine that we're just using part of the formula. So for a line segment, so again, on this one right here, line segment. So there's no X and Y for a line segment. It's just one number here, one number here. Well, if you think about it as the X-axis, so again, if you think about it as the X-axis going left and right, it's really just a number line. And we're talking about this segment that is going from number 7 to number 24 on a number line. So to the left of 7, we have, negative numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right of 24, we have 25, 26, 27, forever. So we're just talking about the segment of a number line that is between or from 7 to 24. So when we use it, it's just like using the X's from the midpoint formula. So we come up to the formula and we said, okay, well, if I just have a number line, just kind of an X-axis, I'm just going to use this part of the formula. So I say, okay, well, and it doesn't really matter which one is the X1 and the X2, but let's say that's X1, that's X2. So I'm just going to say, okay, well, the formula is X1 plus X2 divided by 2. So I'm just getting that straight from here. So I do the math on that, and I get 31 over 2, or if you simplify that, 15.5. Just as a quick review, if it's truly the midpoint, then it should create 2 equal line segments. So let's just check and make sure. That would be 8.5, because going from 7 to 15.5 would be a length of 8.5. You can just do subtraction on that. And then to go from here to here, if I added 8.5 again to that, I would get 24. Or I could just say 24 subtract 15.5. Either way, I get another distance or another length of 8.5. That's the definition of midpoint. It creates 2 equal length segments. So that's how you would do it using a line segment. A line segment that is not on the coordinate plane. So now if we have a line segment that is on the coordinate plane, didn't need to do that. So we would need to use the 2 endpoints, and now the midpoint formula is exactly set up for this. So again, I'm going to try to squeeze this all in. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this. You can go back and look at the recording, pause it and live if you need to see that. So first we got to figure out what are our X and Y values for each of the endpoints. So to figure out this one here on the left, I go 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. always go left or right first. So there's -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So -5, comma 8 is that endpoint. Now I'll do the same thing with the other one. So left or right first. Well, this time I have to go right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, comma 4. Always go left or right, then up or down. So now that I know my two endpoints, I just plug them into the formula. So the formula, again, is up here. Now I'm going to have to use both the x and y's, and then, I'm sorry, both of the x's and then both of the y's. So I just say, okay, well, what is my x1? My x2, my y2, and my y1. So as long as you, oh, I've totally messed that up. Do not go back and change that. I'm talking about this point right here is my first point. That's why it's x1, y1. I'm talking about this point is my second point. That's why it has the x2, y2. So now that I've labeled them, I just plugged them in the formula. So my x, and basically you're just adding the x's and dividing by 2, and then adding the y's and dividing by 2. Make sure you keep the negatives in there. So -5 plus 3 divided by 2. And again, this is an ordered pair, so we're going to have a comma 8 plus 4. These are the y values divided by 2. So that gives me -2 divided by 2, which is going to be 1, -1. And then that gives me 12 divided by 2, which gives me 6. So my ordered pair, I'll just do it down here, I guess. Oh, there's my. So my ordered pair should be -1, comma 6. Again, I'm just this is just the math over here. I just plugged it in the formulas and did the math straight down. So -1, comma 6 better be on the line, or else I did something wrong. Because remember, we're putting a midpoint on the line. So -1 would be 1 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yep, that falls right on the line, and it definitely looks like it's right in the middle. I also kind of know it's in the middle because to go from this point right here to this point right here, I go down 2 and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, to go from this point in the middle to this point over here, again, I go down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm going the same distance both times, then it's got to be the midpoint. So that's another quick check you can use. If that confused you, don't worry about it. Just make sure you understand how to use the formula right here. X1 plus X2 divided by 2, which is that. And then Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2, which is that. So basically just add the X's together, divide by 2, add the Y's together, divide by 2, and that'll give you your final answer right there. Come in and do your retake. Ooh, kind of looks like a smiley face.